evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining a signal without knowing the topography of the island may prove to be impossible, but I'm afraid there can only be one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven without a way out. With a way out, the potential of failure will be greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. I am sure my father expected me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. Holy crap, that's a lot of words. Sorry, I had to chew ice to make my throat feel better. And yeah, that pretty much explains everything. We've been sent here to capture Gin, free Catherine, and find a way to signal Atreus that everything's been all said and found. If we did bring a linking book back to either Mist or Dunny with us, Gin could probably have easily known we have done this, come, found us, kill us, and then going back to probably kill Atreus to wreak all havoc. So we start off on the first island of Riven. Unlike Mist and all the other games, there is not a central hub world. This is the main world. There is only the age of Riven and nothing else, save for Gin's 253rd age. But other than that, that's pretty much just an observation tower and nothing else. So, to me, I believe Riven is a bit harder because there are many interconnecting puzzles, and the puzzles are actually harder in this game than all the other games, in my personal opinion. As far as endings go, there are multiple endings, depending on if you, well, screw up enough, but I'm not going to show any of the other endings because they actually kind of take time away and kind of require me to do a lot of events before I can do anything else, so we're just going to go for the true ending. If you want to see the other endings, then you can look online. So I'm going to basically divide my recordings into parts, which my parts will pretty much be the islands. Which island number 2, which you can see off over here in the distance, will probably take the longest. So, this right here is actually our gateway to the Starfisher, but because I do not know the combination, we cannot solve this puzzle, and therefore is actually the final puzzle in the game. There we go, that kind of scared me for a second. So we'll leave that alone and continue on with the first puzzle in the game, which is figuring out how to access the golden dome that we can see over here. Pretty much there are grates that we have to figure out how to lower. Align this chamber, which there are 5 beetles, and because it's the 5th age, there is a lot of references to the number 5. It's pretty much everything that Gin worships in a sense of a way. But inside these beetles actually tell a story. This is pretty much showing off Gin's ability to command the islanders to basically cut down trees and carve them into pulp so he can try to create ages once again, as shown by the trees being eaten into this machine, spewing out, being boiled alive and made into pulp so Gin can write ages. The second beetle we look shows Gin as a god, basically crafting ages, pretty much creating new worlds of culture, insects, fish, flowers, creatures, the sun, the moon, and also inhabitants, kind of inferring his godlike power upon the citizens of Riven. The third beetle, once again shows Gin as this god, the creator of the worlds and the creator of their world, and how people need to basically respect and pray to him. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. Shoot. Crud! Yeah, I know Riven isn't responding. What else do I not know? Sorry for that, guys. We're gonna jump right back in. Start a new game, which is okay, because we can actually skip all this stuff by hitting the lovely spacebar. Alright, back where we were. This is showing Gin throwing Atreus into the Starfisher, which is how the Mist book first got into our hands. but it's also the way how Atreus and Catherine decided to actually escape Gen's grasp and seal him in Riven forever. And of course, this is Gen showing everybody the ways and building basically structures to revere him. And that's pretty much it. So now we're going to try to solve the first puzzle of the game, folks. To do that, we need to rotate this chamber by pressing this magical button. And of course, for a game that was made back in '97, graphics like this were really impressive, almost lifelike back then. Of course, it doesn't stack up to games nowadays, but back then this was some pretty hot shit. And in case you're wondering if we were doing anything, we can basically look through the portholes to double check our status. And as you can see, there's another grate that we need to get past. However, we can skip this animation by hitting the lovely space button. And we're going to stop it there for now. Now that's the final part of Island 1. We'll explore that later, but now we need to go down here. And unfortunately the door is locked, but as you can see down here, there's the daggers symbolizing the Riven resistance. If we go up here, we can see that we've actually gained access to a whole new part of this central chamber, as well as gain access to a little fissure that will actually let us operate the telescope. And now that's activated, we can solve the last puzzle in the game once time has come for that. Click on that, it's pretty much opened up a new grate for us. And now we'll basically repeat the process of trying to gain access to those chambers. Unfortunately, we cannot hit space to skip this scene for some unknown reason, so we'll have to wait, but it's actually believed takes shorter than it normally does. One more switch, which should give us access to the Golden Dome. And once again, we can't skip this. Awesome! Alright, back in the main area where we started. So we can actually skip this stuff. And now we have access to the Great Golden Dome. Now, the Great Golden Dome houses one of the hardest puzzles in the game, but we can't access it right now because we don't know a few things, such as marble locations, which I'll explain once we find our first Fire Marble Dome. Also, we can't access it yet because we haven't activated the shortcuts from the different islands. Over there is Crater Island, which is Island 3, and over there is the Map Island, which is Island 4. As you can see, there's a shortcut from Island 3 back to Island 1 through the bridge, which we've now just activated. Wait, can we see it now? That spinning object up there is our first fire dome. The fire domes, there's one per the 5 islands, and it's one of the puzzles that we need to solve to actually gain access to Gen. And this, of course, activates a bridge up there that we will need to gain access to. And that's pretty much all we can do on the first age for now. Was there something I missed in the rocks? No, there wasn't. So until we can access this age at a later point, we're just going to go ahead and go on to explore the rest of the first island, which is this little alcove over here. I'm going through the switch to open up the sanctuary's door, which is really cool, especially the light effect, how it kind of spills into the worshipping shrine as the steel door goes up. What this awesome device is, I can't access that yet, so let's go ahead and throw the switch. There's nothing that this station does, but when we go into the main chamber, we'll actually have some idea of what that weird chair does. Now, bear with me for a second, folks. No, we want to go this way. Through the secret door. Does that look familiar, folks? Pretty much what I can assume is that Gin would sit into that main chamber, and this would pretty much project his image. And what it would do is, pretty much, as you can see, there's like shrines almost built to him as a god, and they would leave fruits, balls, and roses, and this would pretty much be like their daily offering to the great god of Riven, since Gin, in every age he made, pretty much proclaimed himself as this god who people were meant to fear. That's pretty much all we can do on the first island, so we're going to go ahead and access the trolley car. And you can see there it is over in the background as it comes from Island 2, which to me is the Civilization Island. Can't make up his mind if he wants to stop or not. Ew. Kind of reminds me of the underground trolley that we used in the in the Fisher Age in the first Myst game. So now that we rotated, we're going to move on to the second island, which we will stop this Let's Play. Oh, whoops! Didn't mean to do that. Let's go forward. We go on a fun little train ride that's better than the Disney monorail. Now, if we were playing this game back in '97 when the game first came out, we'd probably be switching to Disc 2. Once again, fitting with the whole 5 motif, the game came in 5 CDs, and you had to switch them per island. So, Disc 1 would be Island 1, Disc 2 would be Island 2, and you get the point up until Gin and Catherine's Island, which was Disc 5. So, yeah. But we're going to end it right here, folks. We're going to go and save this as the LP. Why is there already a file? Because I tried recording this once and it failed miserably. Yes, replace existing file. So, next time on Let's Play Riven, we'll explore Island 2, which I'm going to assume this part of the recording is going to take a long-ass time, because Island 2 is the largest of the 5 islands. Anyway, guys, I will see y'all later. Bye.